Today, we're looking at how Sri Lanka is pulling off a massive national reinvention. We're talking about a plan to forge a completely new identity by 2026, and it's all built on a really smart mix of conscious tourism, open investment, and super savvy branding. So let's dive in and break down the game plan. This quote from the Minister of Tourism, Vijitha Herath, really hits the nail on the head. You see, this is about so much more than just getting more visitors. It's about completely changing how the world sees Sri Lanka, not just as a seasonal spot, but as a place you can go anytime. And look, this isn't just talk. It is absolutely backed by the numbers. 25%. That's the incredible year-on-year tourism growth Sri Lanka hit in 2025. This shows us the recovery isn't just happening, it's hitting the accelerator. So the big question is, how are they doing it? Well, it's all part of what you could truly call a tourism renaissance. And again, this isn't just about packing hotels. It's about a complete rethink of the entire travel experience. The country is making a strategic shift, moving away from the old way of doing things and embracing a much bigger vision. So what does this renaissance actually look like on the ground? Well, it's a huge strategic pivot. For years, the focus was on the classic west and south coasts. Now, that focus is shifting to the amazing, untapped potential of the east and north. We're talking about regions with serene beaches and a longer tourist season, sure, but it's also about post-conflict redevelopment. It's a move that spreads the economic love and, helps the nation heal. But here's the thing. This expansion isn't just a free-for-all. Sri Lanka is making sure this new model is built on a solid foundation of sustainability. It's not enough to just show off beautiful beaches. There's a real commitment here to protecting them for generations to come. And at the heart of all this is the idea of ecotourism. This is a big-picture approach that goes way beyond just being green. It creates this amazing virtuous cycle where your travel actually helps conserve nature, respects the local culture, and puts money directly into the hands of local communities. And this isn't some vague, fuzzy concept. It's a real, structured plan built on 4 key pillars: conserving nature, respecting culture, empowering communities, and, crucially, raising awareness. This whole framework just shows how deeply committed they are to making tourism a genuine force for good. And you can actually see these principles come to life in your travel experience. A green hotel in Sri Lanka isn't just a sticker on the door. It means you'll see these ideas in action. Solar panels on the roof, rainwater harvesting systems, and restaurants serving you amazing food that was grown on an organic farm right there on the property. It's sustainability you can actually see and feel. Of course, building this whole new generation of eco-lodges and sustainable resorts, well, it takes some serious cash. And that brings us to the engine that's powering this entire transformation, the investment landscape. This is the million-dollar question, right? To build a whole new sustainable tourism infrastructure, you need investment. So where's that going to come from? Well, Sri Lanka's answer was pretty simple and pretty bold. They decided to open their doors. And this table really shows you the strategy. The key sectors that they need for this ecotourism boom to happen, we're talking hotels, construction, manufacturing, they all allow for 100% foreign ownership. By doing this, Sri Lanka has basically rolled out the red carpet for international capital to come in and fund the very infrastructure that's going to define its future. Okay, so the tourism strategy is in place, and the investment money is starting to flow. The final piece of the puzzle is all about perception. How do you communicate this new identity to the rest of the world? This is where modern branding comes in. And what's cool is that the global trends for 2026 line up perfectly with Sri Lanka's story. The first big trend is using texture to build an identity. I mean, think about it. We live in such a flat, digital world. People are craving things that feel real, things that are tangible. This is a natural home run for Sri Lanka. It's about communicating the feel of hand-woven textiles, the smoothness of a polished coconut shell, or the fine grain of sand on a beach in Trincomalee. It literally makes the brand a sensory experience. Next up is typography. I know, fonts might sound like a small thing, but in 2026, branding is moving way beyond generic fonts. It's about creating unique, expressive visual languages. A custom typeface can give a brand, or in this case, a whole nation, a distinct voice and personality that feels authentic and really cuts through all the noise. And finally, we have color. There's a huge global shift happening towards these earthy, nature-inspired palettes, which just connects perfectly with Sri Lanka's actual landscape. Just think about the deep greens of the tea plantations, the warm terracotta of the ancient cities, and the sun-bleached sands of the coast. That color palette naturally makes you think of calm and sustainability, the very values at the core of their new identity. So, when we start putting all these pieces together, the tourism boom, that sustainable mindset, the open investment, and the modern branding, a really clear picture of the future starts to emerge. So, here you have it, a powerful formula for a national reinvention. And what's brilliant is how each element reinforces the others. The tourism boom creates the demands, the conscious travel part gives it purpose, open investment provides the money, and modern branding tells the story. Put them all together, and they are forging a completely new global identity for Sri Lanka. And that really leaves us with this final, critical question. As Sri Lanka races towards its 2026 horizon, blending all this rapid growth with a deep commitment to its culture and environment, the ultimate challenge is going to be maintaining that delicate balance. It's a journey of balancing its rich authenticity with its bold new ambition. Thanks for watching.